Hello friends. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, that is conversion of CFG, that is context free grammar, into PDA, that is push down automata. As we already know about CFG as well as PDA, now we have to prove that CFG and PDA are equivalent to each other. How? If I have a procedure to convert a CFG, particular CFG into PDA, and a conversion of PDA into CFG, then in that case we can conclude that CFG and PDA are equivalent to each other. So in this video we are going to discuss the first conversion, that is from context free grammar we convert a context free grammar into PDA. And in my next video we discuss about how we convert a particular PDA into a CFG. Okay, so to convert a context free grammar into a PDA, there are some set of rules, but the main important part for a context free grammar, that the first symbol on the right hand side of the production must be a terminal symbol. Okay, and the following steps are used to obtain a PDA from CFG are that the first step is that we have to convert the given production of CFG into GNF. What is GNF? It is Graebach normal form. As we already discussed that what is Graebach normal form, or how we convert the particular grammar into GNF form. So the first step for this conversion is that if we have a context free grammar, so first we have to check whether that context free grammar is in the GNF form or not. If it is, then we proceed further, and if it is not, then we have to convert it into GNF. Now the next step is that the PDA will only have one state, that is Q. Okay, so first is that a context free grammar is in the form of GNF. Then if the given grammar is in GNF form, that is Graebach normal form, then the PDA will only have one state, that is Q. Okay, now the third step is that the initial symbol of the context free grammar will be the initial symbol in the PDA. Means for the given grammar there is a initial symbol, mostly the initial symbol will be S, so that initial symbol of context free grammar will be taken as an initial symbol in the PDA also. Okay, the next step is that for non-terminal symbol, we have to add the following rule, and that the rule is, suppose if I have a rule that capital A produce small a. So this is a non-terminal symbol, capital A is a non-terminal and small a is a terminal. So for all the non-terminal symbol we have to add this rule, that if suppose we have a production as A derives small a, then it can be converted into like this, that transition of Q. What is Q here? Q is the PDA state, only state, that is Q. So this can be Q epsilon. So the left hand side of this production will be A, and it gives Q comma A, and this A will be produced by this non-terminal symbol. So for every non-terminal symbol we have to add the following rule like this. And the last step is that for each terminal symbol means, suppose if I have a production like capital A derives small a, so this for each non-terminal symbol we have to add the following rule, and the rule is that the transition with with the state Q, small a, and it gives that is Q comma epsilon. In the PDA we will read it like this, that if we are on the current state, that is Q, input symbol is A and the top of the stack is A, then it gives to the in the same state, that is Q, and the top of the stack contain the epsilon. So these are the 5 steps that we have to follow while converting a context free grammar into a PDA. So first the grammar will be in GNF form, then the PDA will only have one state, that is Q. for every initial symbol of context free grammar we will taken as an initial symbol in the PDA, and for all the non-terminal symbol we have to add like this, and for all each terminal symbol we have to follow this. So we take first example to convert a context free production into a PDA. So this example is that we have to construct a PDA equivalent to the context free grammar, that context free grammar production, and the productions are S derived small a capital A derived small a as, or BS or A. Okay, so this question comes in the year 2017 and 18 university examination with 7 marks. Okay, so how we solve this problem? First, the step is that, see here, we have to check whether the context free grammar is in the GNF form or not. So see, for every production the terminal symbol is followed by n number of non-terminal symbols. See, this is terminal followed by non-terminal, this symbol, the terminal is followed by non-terminal, and the non-terminal is directly produce a terminal. So this is in the GNF form. So the first step is, step 1 is that the given CFG is in GNF form. Okay, if it is not in GNF form, so we have to convert it into GNF, but the given grammar is in GNF form, so we have to proceed further. Now the second step is that the PDA will only have one state, that is Q. Okay, now the third is that the initial symbol of context free grammar will be same as the initial symbol in the PDA. See here, for the context free grammar the initial symbol is S. So this initial symbol S will also be considered as initial symbol in the PDA. Okay, so we will take it as first transition is transition. First we have to describe the state Q, because the PDA contain only one state, that is Q. Then we have to epsilon, and the starting symbol is S. How we write this? See here, for each non-terminal symbol add the following rule. Transition of Q epsilon A equals to QA, where A derives small a. See here, this S is the initial symbol and having a production of A, capital A and capital A. So this S is the non-terminal symbol. So for every non-terminal symbol we have to denote it like this. So epsilon Q epsilon S is equal to, this will become Q, and here we have to write the production which is produced by this A. So the production that is produced by S is small a, capital A and capital A. So small a, capital A and capital A. Okay. Now this S is a non-terminal symbol. So again this A is also a non-terminal symbol. So we have to add the following transition for A also. So this will described as Q epsilon capital A is equal to, here there are three choices. So we have to write individually individually PDA production for this. So for AS it will give Q comma AS, or for BS it will be Q comma BS or Q comma A. So this is step 4. This is from step 1 we directly move to step 4. So for each non-terminal symbol we have to add the following rule. So we add the rule for S and add the rule for A. Now the step 5 says that for each terminal symbol we have to add the following rule. Means if this is a production, so small a is the terminal symbol, so we have to add like this. In this case, for this particular example, what are the terminal symbol? Small a and small b are the terminal symbols. So we have to add the following rules for small a as well as for small b. So this will become epsilon Q derive. First we have to write it for a. So Q comma A, it gives Q comma epsilon, and for the next terminal symbol, that is B, so Q comma B, this gives Q comma epsilon. So this is the you can say equivalent PDA for the particular or for the given context free grammar. Now if we have to check whether the PDA produced by the given grammar is correct or not, so we can test this PDA with the help of some string. Suppose how we test this? If the language which is produced by this grammar, the same language can be accepted by this PDA, then the produced PDA will be correct. Suppose first we derive the language which is produced by this given grammar. See here, this S derive A. Now this A can be A, S. This S can be again A, and this A can be A and A. So the language produced by this grammar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this A can be small a. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 times A. So the language produced by this grammar is 6 times A. Or again we can derive this. So A. This A can be, I will take A this as BS. So BS. Now again this A can be, S can be A, and this A can be A and B. So sorry, this is A. So the language produced by this grammar is 1 A, B, 4 times A. So we take any string which is produced by this grammar. So I am taking this string, that is A, B, A, and check whether this following string is accepted by this PDA or not. So to test, we consider the string, and the string is A, B, A. You can take any string which is produced by the same grammar. Now how we test this PDA is accepted or not? So we always start with the initial symbol. So in the PDA, what is the initial symbol? The initial symbol is S. So we take it as transition of Q, comma, here we have to write it the string. So what the string is? A, B and 4 times A. So A, B, A, and the starting symbol is S. Now this S can be, this S, Q comma epsilon, and this S can be A. Okay, so we have to substitute the value of A here. So transition of Q comma A, B, A, and this A can be A. Now see here, the top of the stack is, sorry, the input symbol is A and the top of the stack is A. So this will be pop out and the remaining solution is Q comma. So this A will be pop out and the remaining input is B, A, comma, capital A. Now see here, for this A, we have to know that the input symbol is B. So we have to substitute the value of A in comparison of B. So this can be, so the input remain the same, and now this A can be BS. Okay, so we can write it as BS. So here check, the input symbol is B and the top of the stack is B. So this B can be pop off and the remaining input string remain 4 times A and S. So sorry, this again, this A will also present here because this A can be BS and this A can be written as it is. Now the next is Q comma 4 times A. So this S can be A, capital A and capital A. Now the input symbol is A and the top of the stack is A. So we pop out this A and the remaining input string is 3 times A, capital A. Now we have to substitute one by one. This capital A can be small a. Now the further we can, this input symbol is A, the top of the stack is A, so this A can be pop out. So the remaining will be Q comma AA, capital A, capital A. So now we have to substitute this A as A capital A. Now again the input symbol is A, the top of the stack is A, so this A can be pop out and the remaining will be like this. And Q comma A. See here, transition of Q comma A will be directly give to Q comma epsilon. So this will become Q comma epsilon, and this means that the given input string is accepted by this PDA. So this is how we first convert a context free grammar into a PDA, and then we check whether the given produced PDA is correct or not by producing a string from this grammar and put on this PDA and check whether this the string is accepted or not. Okay, so now we take another example for this particular conversion, and the question is that we have to construct a PDA for the given context free grammar, and then we test whether this string, so in this question that string is given. Now we check whether the string 0 1 4 times 0 is acceptable by PDA or not. Okay, so first we have to convert this context free grammar into a PDA. So the following steps are that first we check whether this context free grammar is in GNF form. So this is GNF. Okay, so step 1 is given context free grammar or given CFG is in GNF form. Okay, now step 2 is the PDA will only have one state, that is Q. Okay, third is that the initial symbol of context free grammar, that is S, will be the initial symbol in PDA. Okay, now for every non-terminal symbol we have to add the following rule. So there are two non-terminal symbols, so we have to add the following rule one by one. So first we add for S, so this will become epsilon, Q comma epsilon. See here, for this Q comma epsilon, then S, and this will become Q comma. So for S the production will be 0 capital B capital B. So 0 B B. So this is the for the first non-terminal. Then for B, so we will take it as B, and there are three choices again. So we have to take one by one. One is 0S or Q comma 1S or Q comma 0. So this is for the rule 4 for every non-terminal, and the last is that for every terminal symbol we have to add the following. So see here, there are two terminal symbols 0 and 1, so we have to add the rule for 0 as well as for 1. So this will become Q comma 0 0 0, and this will become Q comma epsilon, then Q comma 1, and this is become Q comma epsilon. So this is the given this is the produced PDA for the given grammar. Now the second part is that we have to test that whether this string is acceptable by this PDA or not. So to test 0 1 4 times 0 against this PDA, so first we have to start with the initial symbol, that is S. So this will become transition between Q comma, then we have to write the input string and the starting symbol is S. Now we have to substitute this S, value of S is Q comma 0 BB. So this will become Q 0 1 4 times 0 and S is 0 BB. Now the top of the input symbol is 0 and the top of the stack is 0. So this 0 will be pop out and the remaining string will become 1 2 3 4 B B. Then for this B, the input symbol is 1. So for B we have a choice called Q comma 1S. So we substitute this value of B is 1S and B remain as it is. Now the input symbol is 1 and the top of the stack is 1. So this 1 will be pop out and the remaining string will become 4 times 0 SB. Now here the input symbol is 0, so S will become 0 B B and this B, and the answer is Q comma, the input symbol is 0, top of the stack is 0, so this 0 will pop out and the remaining string become like this. Next part is then Q comma 0 0 0. So this B can be directly will be 0, so we put 0 here. Now this 0 can be pop out, BB, again 0 0, that is 0 B. We have to substitute the value of B is 0. Now this 0 will pop out and the remaining string becomes this, and the last is 0 0 0. See here, if we have a transition like Q comma 0 comma 0, it gives Q comma epsilon, which means, so this is not transition, Q comma epsilon, this means that the particular string is accepted by this PDA. So I hope you understood the concept of the conversion of context free grammar into a PDA, and still if you have any doubt, then you can ask in our comment section, and you can also send your query to our business email ID, that is itechnicallearning@gmail.com. So keep watching our video. Thank you so much.